guy right on under. Hey everyone, welcome to today's video. We'll be going over my two major takeaways from the August Ashes of Creations live stream in 2020, since there's been so many years of development. I'll clarify that. We'll be talking about the hybrid combat system and castle sieges. But before we can do that, I would appreciate you guys leaving a like, subscribing or comment, and then if you do subscribe, if you could turn notifications on to get all my future Ashes of Creation videos and anything else I do. I do some Gundam stuff and just random stuff with my kid, things like that, and would appreciate you doing that. So let's get right into it. First up, let's talk about the hybrid combat system. The hybrid combat system is the ability to either use action combat similar to a third-person view or a more standard classic tab targeting MMO system. The combat abilities for this system were shown with a basic UI. 10 slots for profession abilities, a Q key for basic attacks, and an unused R slot. The video switched to a somewhat generic skill tree showing off 3 categories to put points into: passive, active, and weapons. The active was the only currently functioning category that was centered on abilities in your toolbar. The exact skills were not focused on or how one acquires or puts points into the tree. The next category mentioned was passive. The passive tree is focused on things like armor, health regen, mana regen, or basic stats like maybe strength or cunning or whatever they're going to be called. The last category, weapons, focuses on specializations and proccing abilities for what weapons you use in combat. For instance, if you put points into daggers, you will increase the chance that each hit will cause your target to bleed. Further going into detail, creative director Steven showed how simple it was to use the hybrid system, first showing off the standard use of MMO tab targeting style abilities. If you've played Star Wars Galaxies or World of Warcraft, you should be familiar with this style. Then by simply clicking the Z key, he switched his character to the action system, more quick rolling, quick movement abilities. A new crosshair reticle appeared and his camera movement was locked to his mouse. Steven showed off how easy it was to continue to use tab targeting abilities like a grapple chain. Using the right mouse button to select enemy, he was able to, in effect, select the creature and use the ability, all while maintaining the action combat mode. The action combat mode reminds me of Star Wars Galaxy's NGE attempt at their own action combat, which did not last very long. I feel like this is more of these devs' second attempt at it, as I believe a handful are ex-Sony Online Entertainment employees. So we'll see how this goes in the end. The last takeaway from the combat video was that all weapons have some sort of cone damage. Daggers have a small cone, while the polearm will have a much wider arc. Steven was using a sword that looked like it had 70 to 90% arcing damage area of effect. That anything in its path with the basic attack ability was receiving damage. This feature will mean a lot to DPS doing crowd control and tank placement during raids or dungeons. The other takeaway from the live stream was some new information on castle sieges. Intrepid played a video with Steven, Toast, and Margaret showing off an NPC-controlled castle. All castles in Ashes will start off NPC-controlled, or for whatever reason something happened that a guild no longer controls it. For players to take control, guilds will need to register to take over during the siege event, currently once a month, and do the highest amount of damage to the main boss of the castle. The winning guild will take over, and so begins the next cycle of castle sieges, except with players defending this time. During the next 4 weeks, the ruling guild and allies will assert control over 1/5 of the world, taxing and developing nodes. Each castle has 3 dedicated nodes. During the first 3 weeks of the castle siege cycle, 1 node will be developed each week. Caravans on the weekends will leave the castle with tax money and head towards the nodes. This tax money is used in growing the city in level and in defenses. Enemy guilds can raid the caravan, halting the development, hindering the castle in the final siege. Week 4 is dedicated to the castle defenses and preparations, ending with currently a 2-hour-long battle for the castle. Walls, gates, and other structures are totally destructible, and each castle will have different paths to be attacked by. During week 4, the attackers will also register and build attacking siege weapons like ballistas and trebuchets. Another new mention, at least for myself, is that holding onto a castle increases the benefits for the guild owning it and nodes under the castle. We all know owning a castle and taxing the nodes will bring in some great money. But the buffs the guild receives and the buffs the nodes receives will increase over time, each cycle one guild holds on to the castle. So in the end, it's beneficial for the castle owner, allies, and guilds within the castle influence to defend it once a month and keep one guild in power, unless they're truly corrupt. Well, guys, thank you so much. That was my sum up of the biggest information takeaways from the past live stream. If you enjoyed it, leave a like, comment, or even subscribe. And if you subscribe, like I said earlier, turn that notifications on so you can get more of my videos, be it Ashes of Creation or anything else I do. I'm Squeetee, and I'll catch you guys in my next video.